What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 22nd day of October today, and here we are at about 8.3 cents with 7 hours and 11 minutes left in the day here, okay? Unfortunately, we are grinding out the low ends of this area here, but fortunately enough, even if we do break below, even if we do see lower lows, I doubt that it'll be extensive. It'll probably be a very short-lived experience, and then we will come back up immediately, like literally rapidly approaching prices that are significantly higher than where we are now. Ultimately, I would expect that we do continue to move up going into the end of this month. I think that we'd be somewhere around 12 cents, maybe just above, just below, but somewhere around 12 cents, something of a lower high here by the end of the month. We'll probably find some turbulence going into the beginning of November and then continue to rally. I'm expecting something more or less like this, maybe give or take a day or two, give or take a cent or two to the upside or downside, whatever. Something like that, I think, is what's in store for us here. But again, if at first we move down, I don't believe we go below these lows here. I don't believe we go below this low, certainly not. And I think that the time spent below this area here, below 8 cents, would be very short-lived. It'd be very, very short-lived. So with that being said, I bought some Cookie DAO recently. I actually bought some yesterday. If anybody ever wants to outperform me or my portfolio, all you have to do is follow me on x.com, follow me, C-Zar the Great, at Chris Harris 85. That's me. Okay. Follow me. Watch whenever I make an announcement that I've purchased something like I did here. Let's see, where is it? Let's go down. I made an announcement right here. Let's see. I bought these, right? I bought a basket of cryptos here. If you just waited one day, every single one of these coins is on sale compared to where I bought yesterday. So that's what we call the C-Zar special. Assuming that this is all the C-Zar special has to offer and that we're not going to go lower, we should be moving up here. But again, whether we move down, whether we move sideways, whatever we do, all signs are going to take us higher. Inevitably, we will be moving higher. And I really do think we're at an opportunity here for Cookie DAO, because if we look at this price, literally this price here, where we're finding support, it's at an area where we found support before. It's at an area that we found support and resistance here, showing significance at this area already. Resistance, support, support. We are clearly in a very significant area for Cookie DAO overall. And if we measure, talking about significance, a all-time low to all-time high Fibonacci retracement, that's a very significant measurement right there. We're literally right at the golden ratio. Yesterday, imagine me, I'm thinking, what should I buy? I'm looking at Cookie DAO bouncing off the golden ratio coming up here. I'm thinking, all right, this is a good choice. It came down. It could go lower. It's still a good choice. This thing is about to rally, you guys. Typically, whenever you find support off your golden ratio, you go to the 0.5 or the 382. I was talking about going to 12 cents by the 29th, but the reality is the target areas that we should consider are more like 57% to 140% growth from here in a very short amount of time. I would expect the first or second week of November we're up there, let alone what we're going to be doing by the end of October as well. Overall, we're in an area that we've held as significance really throughout Cookie DAO's life. It's literally the golden ratio and a significant area of support and resistance throughout Cookie DAO's life as well. Not only that, but if you like to think of it in certain terms, I like to think of it like this. I like to look back and see what we've done before. At this price here on the 15th of December, 1 month later, not even a full month later, we topped off here on the 10th of January, 15th of December at this very price. Not even a month later, we were all the way up at the high of 84 cents. We're at 8.3 cents now. We did a 10x move in less than a month whenever we were here before, when we were in an expansive phase here, right? If you don't like that, if that's a little too bullish for you, a 10x move in a month, which we could absolutely see. We've done it before. We could do it again. Cookie DAO is only more popular and fundamentally more sound now than it was back here. Absolutely it is. If you don't like that, if that's too much for you, let's wrap our minds around this, right? We're at this area here on April 16th. Here we are, May 26th. It's about a month and 10 days later, so about a month and a half later, you saw prices go from 8.3 cents, this price here, 8.6 cents, whatever, all the way up to about 36 cents itself. And I theorize that between now and the next month, we will be higher than this. We will see a faster move than what we saw here, right? A month and a week effectively is what we saw here. 1 month and 1 week from now, that's going to be the end of November. I would thoroughly believe that we're going to be higher than this, you guys. If we zoom out, we look at this here, Cookie DAO overall is in some kind of giant W pattern, okay? We're not going to count this as part of the W. It's a scam wick. I think that this is more appropriate to measure as the low of this area here. If you think I'm cherry picking, I'm not, man. I mean, I'll prove it real quick, right? This wick would have never happened if the exchanges were open. It only happened because the exchanges were closed. It's fake price action. Because when people were able to buy, when the order books were eligible again, the real price came back, right? Like this was all fake stuff. This only could have happened under a coordinated attack. It's fake price action. Nobody actually panic sold here. It was the exchanges pushing the price down. limit orders getting hit, stop losses getting hit, and short positions getting squeezed, or long positions getting squeezed. I'm sorry. Overall, I think we're in a W pattern. And again, typically with W's, if you have a W pattern, the second leg, this leg here, is faster than the leg that brings you down. So I do assume that not only will we see a faster move than this, but we will see a faster move than this on the way back up to take us to new all-time highs overall. And that's why Cookie DAO is one of my most recent purchases. I really think that it's got a lot of potential in a short amount of time. High to low here, the expectation is that overall Cookie from here, 8.3 cents, will see a target at a minimum of $1.65 or higher by the end of November, if not by the end of the year, right? So we're going to see a 19 to 20x, maybe even as high as a 46x by the end of the year. Massive potential. And if that sounds crazy to you, again, I'll just kindly remind you that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 7 weeks is what it took last time to see a 42x move. 42x move, okay? We have more than 7 weeks, a lot more than 7 weeks by the end of this year, right? We've got probably like double that amount of time, maybe 10 to 12 weeks, something like that. That doesn't mean that we're going to see this exact same movement, but if we were to see the same movement from here, that does put us right below the golden ratio. It puts us right below the golden ratio right there, which, to be completely fair, is actually exactly what we did here. From a high to a low, it's exactly what we did. We went right below the golden ratio there. I'm not saying just because we've done that before doesn't mean that we have to do it again, but Cookie DAO, you guys, if you haven't noticed, is at a very low valuation, $52 million market cap, still getting consistently good volume, still remaining relevant and building. They are building all the time and expanding. I truly wouldn't be surprised at all, and I'm not going to be surprised in the least whenever we see this thing worth several dollars by the end of this year. Okay, absolutely phenomenal. Looking at this again on the short term, taking it on the 1 hour time frame here, lack in volume. It's low volume for what we're accustomed to, and it's still actually pretty decent volume on a 24-hour basis. Cookie DAO here, chilling. 1 hour RSI actually looks bullishly postured. Neutral overall, to be fair, but bullish. The stochastics as well. And the MACD's bearish, but who cares? You're neutral. It's the 1 hour. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to focus on that too much. Bullish overall. Again, the thought here is if we do happen to make a drive below 8 cents, it won't be long-lived, it won't be extensive, and we likely will come back up with a vengeance in a matter of no time at all. So let it go down today or tomorrow. Who cares? The next day after that, or the days after that, the weeks after that, we should be recovering in no time at all. 4 hour time frame here. The RSI looks productive, right? I actually do like this a lot, that we've broken out of this downtrend here. We had lower lows and lower highs, right? Going into the 10th of October, that's when we saw the brunt of this bearish strength come into play. We've since broken out of this downtrend. We've formed a sideways trend, and now that sideways trend has actually even turned into an upwards trend. We have higher lows and higher highs. I think that we're at the base of this range. We're going to come up, and whenever we get overbought, which might be as early as next week, going into the 26th and maybe even the 30th of October, going into that time frame there, I would expect that we do see some higher prices, a breakout overall of this range. Maybe we don't break out of this range today or tomorrow, but sometime next week I'd expect that we are. And again, returning to prices that are at 12 cents, 13 cents, or beyond that, which from here, for a very nice little short-term play, that is about like a 40% gain or more. It's actually pretty nice. Cookie DAO looking frisky, you guys. 4 hour time frame here. Stochastics look good. And the MACD, even though you're flipped red right now, I think it looks actually very well postured to cross above the zero as well. I think there's some positive things going on here, which is nice to see, right? Before, whenever you were red, you're actually moving down. Here, you're just moving sideways when you're flipping red. That's nice. You took your bullish momentum building, which was just moving sideways, and that's not really bullish at all, to now your bearish momentum building is moving sideways as well. So you're kind of at a standstill. Your MACD is not helpful, but what is helpful here is that I think we're seeing a shift in momentum from bearish to bullishness. I think we are seeing that shift happen, and ultimately we're just waiting for the finality of that shift to take place. Daily time frame now, looking at this again. Daily RSI here, bouncing off the oversold zone. To be fair, the daily RSI overall has been very bearish, really since June. It's been very bearish, but holding support here at the oversold zone like this, I'm optimistic, man. I want to see us get above the 60. I want to see us get above these points here and get into the overbought zone. And by the end of the month, I really think that we could see that. But again, that would more get us set up, I think, to see some productive price action in November rather than by the end of this month here. I mean, we'll be productive to some degree, but I think November is really getting shaped up to be the month that we see some crazy growth with Cookie DAO. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all. Just closing thoughts here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but we are at a very critical area for Cookie DAO throughout its entire existence as far as an asset goes. very critical area for support, resistance, support. It's a very significant area here. It is the golden ratio of your overall all-time low to all-time high Fibonacci retracement. It is the golden ratio here. We're oversold. We've been beaten up. We're at areas where we're looking to bounce on the RSI, on the stochastics. The stochastics on the weekly, man, they've come up already. I mean, this is a great look right here. This, to me, signals that we've got a lot of growth underway. I mean, if we were to grow at the same pace or this pace here, we're going to see immense growth. But even if we grow at a slower pace, going into the end of this year, we're going to be hitting that overbought zone. We should see some expansion come into play. Both times before, whenever we saw the stochastics come out of the oversold zone and get into the band like this, that's when we saw these moves here, where from the same price, less than a month later, we did a 10x. Less than a month later, or about a month and a half later, I'm sorry, we went from 8.6 cents to 36 cents, which is a what is that? That's like a 3x move, right? Let's see, from the low here to the high. Sorry, my bad. 5x. I did my math wrong there. 5x move. That's not bad at all. Oh, we weren't at 8.6 cents. We were at 7 cents. That's right. Okay, we were actually at the low point here. But anyways, I digress. All I'm trying to say is we've got a lot of growth to go in a very short amount of time. Prime opportunity to buy now. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I thoroughly believe we will see Cookie DAO above $2, if not above $3 or even $4 by the end of this year. We're at 8.2 cents now. Take care. Bye-bye. See you on the next.